But do you think the Earth is round or flat?
Round.
Round?
Yeah.
It's obvious, right? No question?
No question at all.
Okay, so how can you prove that to me right now?
I can't right now.
Facts are like some statements that like proves that the Earth is round. Like without showing me an image of the Earth. Can you do that?
Off the top of my head, no.
Prove to you right now that it's round? Huh. I don't know. Probably couldn't really.
I cannot prove that. I just went to school and they say that to me and suppose that's real.
We've been told that our whole lives, so I can't prove it.
Waylon, good question, Waylon. Why would they want to lie to us about the shape of the Earth? How about the fact that it limits the resources, limits the amount of land that humans can inhabit? How about it gives an excuse to motherfuckers like this to depopulate the Earth because it's getting too full? Or maybe they would lie because they want you to believe in the Big Bang Theory, that everything occurred by random. We got motherfucking lucky. The universe was just like, bam, life. This disproves a creator. Every religion mentions a firmament. There's even a Saudi cleric that says we do not revolve around the sun. More specifically, he says the Earth is stationary and does not move. And then I got the motherfuckers asking, on a flat Earth model, how is the sun and moon inside of the dome? Wouldn't it be day and night at the same time?
Look how high the moon is above
Isn't
the
that the
horizon,
moon?
and look how close it is to the sun.
Isn't that the sun?
Right there. Huh. 93 million miles away, huh? Don't look like it to me.
Me neither, David.
And right there is your moon.
Oh wait, there's more. For those of you that can't believe that there's waters above, this is a close-up of the moon. This shit looks like the bottom of the ocean floor. Come on. Now, if they told us the motherfucking truth and told us that there was all these lands out here, you think we would be listening to their bullshit? Fuck no. We'd leave and go run our own shit. Now for the people asking, where does astrology fit into all of this? The stars are under the firmament as well. Now we all know who this is. Motherfucking GOAT, Nikola Tesla. And he said, and I quote, we are held together like the stars in the firmament. Now for the motherfuckers saying, why can't we just see the edge of the earth? Do y'all not see this ring going around here? When's the last time you seen a motherfucker, hey, I just came back from vacation to Antarctica? Never, bitch. You can't motherfucking go. And if you do go, they're only gonna let you to a certain area. And you think they doing that because they're trying to protect penguins? Like, this shit don't even make sense to me. This ain't even a real photo. It's motherfucking CGI.
Thank you for your comment. This isn't a clapback. I actually really like your content. I followed you for a long time. This question was stuck in my head, so I had to go back and find the comment. You know, they say that human beings are the smartest species. But if you look around us and you look in nature, you might ask yourself, why are we the only species that allows a small percentage of us to control the masses? Why are we the only ones who don't live by the laws of nature? One of the things that I think would make us the smartest species is our ability to communicate. Sometimes just hearing something out loud changes everything. We all know what gravity is. They teach us this when we're kids. Then it becomes something we don't really need to think about. I'm 43 years old, and it was just a couple years ago that I heard somebody say, gravity's not proven, it's just a theory. That kind of tripped me up a little bit. We all know Newton, the apple fell from the tree. Then you hear somebody say something like, well, if that apple landed in water and started to float, what happened to the gravity? I don't know. Then you hear about the moon affecting the tides. That gravitational force is so strong that it pulls the water from the oceans. Why then doesn't it affect smaller bodies of water like a lake or a pool? Why wouldn't it just draw your coffee right out of your cup? I don't know. Anyhow, this kind of stuff is what made me start digging. I'm gonna play a little clip for you.
Gravity is necessary in order for a spinning ball Earth to work. People readily believe that you can't fall off of a spinning ball that's darting through outer space at speeds that you can't even comprehend, yet they will deny how much easier it is to stay on a flat surface that doesn't move. Gravity is a scapegoat for all that cannot be explained, and it has never been proven. The law of gravitation is said by the advocates of the Newtonian system of astronomy to be the greatest discovery of science and the foundation of the whole of modern astronomy. If, therefore, it can be shown that gravitation is a pure assumption and an imagination of the mind only, that it has no existence outside of the brains of its expounders and advocates, the whole of the hypotheses of this modern so-called science fall to the ground as flat as the surface of the ocean. And this most exact of all sciences, this wonderful feat of the intellect, becomes at once the most ridiculous superstition and the most gigantic imposture to which ignorance and credulity could ever be exposed. Thomas Winship, Zetetic Cosmogony.
When are people going to realize that Antarctica is not a continent? It's an ice wall that surrounds the entire Earth. First off, why do you think they called it the Antarctic Circle? That wasn't just for shits and giggles. Now let's get some wisdom from the Bible. This is from Proverbs chapter 8. The chapter is called Wisdom is Better Than Rubies. When he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the depth. Compass referring to a circle or circuit. Depths referring to the sea or the deep sea. When he gave to the sea his decree that the waters should not pass his commandment. So God set a compass or a circle upon the face of the seas to stop the water from passing his commandment. Very simple. And here's a video of some fishermen that tried to get close to it, and they got turned around by a Navy warship.
He's turning, stop, he's turning.
Like and follow for more.
So we're going to click on that marine traffic app right here. And this is a really great app here. You can see all the ship traffic all across this realm. But let's go down south. And why the continent, that 99% of it is off limits to you and I, seem to have a little hidden shipping route. That's right, the only place you'll see ships inland with no bodies of water around them. Perhaps these are the paths to those distant lands mentioned by Admiral Byrd. And I know many of you want to dismiss it as just a glitch. But here's some various screen grabs I've taken over the last couple days. And when you click on the vessel information, you get very limited and weird details. Not under command. It's been out since February. Many have talked about distant lands beyond Antarctica. And one of the reasons why independent travel beyond the 60th parallel is simply off limits. Unless you have a guided tour or express written permission from your government, like you need that anywhere else. I'm sure it's just for the penguins. Nothing to do with the immense amounts of pyramids supposedly there. Or the red waterfalls they tell us are just natural formations too. You know, from the iron-rich plankton. Never mind we see it anywhere else in the world, we can actually go and check and explore ourselves. We just have to take the expert's word for it. There are far more than just penguins and ice there. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
The propaganda that the media and TikTok is pushing on the For You page is at an all-time high. We go essentially forever without shooting down a UFO, and now we've shot down 3 in 3 days. It's like we're being distracted from something. You gotta think, if these UFOs can move omnidirectionally at speeds unfathomable, do you think that we could hit them with a missile? Seriously? A lot of people are curious on my opinion on the high altitude balloon that supposedly came over from China. This will sum it up really quick for you. If space satellites were really orbiting us, falling around us, thousands of them, we would never use a high altitude balloon with a satellite attached to it for anything. We would just use satellites. Here's a launch of a satellite. Here's a bunch of pictures of satellites that have crashed down to the ground with balloons attached to them. Satellites are satelloons, okay? This is quite literally admitted on NASA.gov through Project Echo. A satelloon takes to the sky. July 30th, 2010. Google's AI can keep loon balloons flying for over 300 days in a row, and look what it's attached to the balloon.
World are still unconnected. In big towns and cities, providing connectivity with cell towers is economical, as there are lots of people there wanting to connect. But the further away from these towns and cities you go, the fewer people there are, until eventually connectivity just stops. To bring the internet to people in these areas, we need to look up, way up, into the stratosphere. From here, we can provide connectivity across much larger areas, bringing the benefits of the internet to more people. So how do we get there? With balloons. Really big balloons. Beginning their journey from one of our custom-built balloon launchers, our balloons are filled with lighter-than-air gas and released up into the skies. Rising 20 kilometers into the stratosphere, balloon balloons float twice as high as airplanes, well above weather and wildlife. To get to where they need to go, balloon balloons sail the winds by moving up or down into...
And I know what you're thinking. Well, then, if these are all just distractions, what are we being distracted from? In my opinion, could be this. But what do I know? I'm just a guy on TikTok, right? But if you want to know more of my opinion on aliens, the shape of the earth, and much more, check out my link tree in my bio. You might enjoy some of the content I've got there.
Here we go again. Let me show you what the Bible has to say once again. This is Genesis chapter 1. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, which is the sun, and the lesser light to rule the night, which is the moon. God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon earth. The sun and the moon are local. How is that possible? Because we really live on this, with the sun and the moon in the firmament. And if you think that's baloney, NASA sure doesn't. This is NASA document 1207. Anyone can find this. It's on nasa.gov. So this document here is about the derivation and definition of a linear aircraft model. Now, if you go to the summary of this document, this report documents the derivation and definition of a linear aircraft model for a rigid aircraft of constant mass flying over a flat, non-rotating Earth. Kinda sounds just like the Earth that's explained here in the Bible. Fear before him all the earth, the world also shall be stable, that it be not moved. How about Psalm 93? The Lord reigneth, he is clothed with majesty, the Lord is clothed with strength. Wherewith he hath girded himself, the world also is established, that it cannot be moved. According to the NASA scientists, though, we're revolving around the sun at 66,600 miles per hour. And they also mentioned the curvature of 1 square mile is 0.66 feet, and the Earth also apparently tilts at 66.6 degrees. In Revelation, the number of the beast is 666, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. That's the number of the beast. Now hold on. If you go to Genesis chapter 3, and the Lord God said unto the woman, What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. So what does beguiled mean? To beguile means to deceive. In the Hebrew translation, NASA. And then there's going to be some people who say that's a coincidence too. But remember, it's the serpent who deceives. NASA has a serpent tongue going through the entire logo. So if you want to believe God's word, or you could trust your buddies at NASA who wear Freemason rings. Follow for more, and if you want to support these videos, go check my bio right now.
So how will I explain the seasons changing and whatever else you're asking? Okay, look, my dear. This is the Gleason's map, created in 1892. Might I add that this is a scientifically and practically correct map. So if you know anything about Roman numerals, then you know that this is a 1, a 2, a 3, and so forth. It ends right here at 12. Starts back over at 1 and ends again at 12. So they tell us that there's 24 hours in a day. But when you break it down, literally, it's 12 hours in a day. The first 12 hours, the last 12 hours, which this would be night. So if the sun is on this side of the world for 12 hours, these people would be experiencing daytime. And that means that these people would be experiencing nighttime. Until the sun makes its way around here for 12 hours, then they would be experiencing daytime and they would be experiencing nighttime. Pretty simple. Here's where the seasons come in. So if you look down here, you know what, I'm gonna have to zoom in. All right, look here, it says the December solstice. This right here is the center, this is the North Pole. And you see how far away the sun is. Where's my hand? Where is my hand? Okay, well, you know. You see how far away the sun is? that would mean it would be winter time over here because the sun is far away. Now, this is the June solstice, and as you can see, the sun is closer to the center, which means that this is now summertime. The sun came closer. And on the outer countries, it would now be wintertime because the sun is further away. So let's just say my finger is the sun. When my finger, or the sun, is touching all of these countries right here, they are experiencing summer. Now, when the sun starts going out here, now these outer countries are experiencing summer, and the center, the northern hemisphere, is experiencing winter. This is what the different routes are for the sun. Yellow is summer, orange is spring, fall, red is winter. This would be winter, fall, and finally, summer. So this is basically what it would look like. As you can see, everything the sun touches is day. And yeah, I hope that answers your question, Batty Matty.
You're looking at them going, don't you see it? Like, you actually believe this? Like, we never went to the fucking moon, dude. It's so obvious. It's
guys, it's
retarded.
Guys, it's like 1970s sci-fi graphics. It's so bad. It's like watching the original Dune and being like, so you don't believe there's giant desert worms? Look at the footage. Not only is it go against all human nature, that it's the only time in human history someone planted a flag and never went back. Oh, well, we lost the technology. They brag about how they had less technology than an iPhone. Their only evidence is all fraudulent and ridiculous. The moon rock, one of them turned out to be petrified wood. The moon lander looks like a meth head's tree fort. They it's ridiculous. And I'm not even mad about it. I'm not. That's why this dude has such a good attitude about it. He's like, are you retarded? And they're like, they made a phone call. They broadcasted to the world with a 12-volt battery 240,000 miles away through the Van Allen belt. And then people go, oh, yeah, they faked that, but the secret space mission. Space is in your head. Oh, how dare you? Oh, he's not making any sense. The final frontier is psychology. Space is your head. It's your ether. It's your spirit. How to explore your space. It's not that shit. That's so dumb. Dude, it is hilarious. It's like, dude, people literally watch this. This is official footage, guys. They played fucking golf. And you can picture the cocaine that was ingested at these production meetings. That's why Kung Fu Bear, Laurel Classics, enjoys this with me so much. Because we know how Hollywood operates. They were probably just banging out cocaine like, dude, we gotta play golf. If we play golf, we'll get to golf, we'll go to Arizona, we'll just do a black screen, white screen. Dude, we'll blow their minds. We get a car, everybody likes dune racing. Dude, it's so fucking dumb.
Now, I'm not saying the world is flat, and I'm not saying the world is round. But can somebody please tell me, how is it possible that the earth is just flying through the sky? And it's not that we're just flying through the sky. We're spinning at 1,000 miles per hour. Come on, brother. How would you even know that? What tool would you use to measure how fast we're spinning? The way speed is measured is you must know the distance something traveled and how long it took to get there. We're still traveling and we ain't reached our destination yet. And this is another thing I don't understand. On a roundabout, kids are smiling. On a fun fair ride, man feel the G-force. But the earth spinning over 1,000 miles per hour, man are eating dinner, bruv. And it's not just the earth spinning, it's everything. So let me see if I got this straight. You're trying to tell me that the earth, the moon, the sun, the planets are spinning round each other while spinning individually, whilst flying through the sky forever. Just forever, no end. Just keep on going. Nah, that don't make no sense. But when I look at the flat earth model, it makes more sense. We're not flying, we're floating in water.
In a hypothetical situation where somebody that thinks the Earth is a ball sues somebody that thinks the Earth is a level topographical plane in court, don't you think if we were actually on a ball that spins, is on a tilt, orbits the sun, and chases the sun through space, don't you think it would be pretty easy to win that court case? Well, guess what? I tricked you. It wasn't a hypothetical situation. This actually happened in a Georgia court. Zen Garcia, a Christian flat earther, not only won once, but twice in court with a glober that was trying to prove that the Earth has curvature or that it spins over 50 miles an hour. Here are some of the details of the court case. Thompson countersued Garcia for $15,000 and not lost once but twice again. Reason the judgment was not ruled in Thompson's favor is because he tried to prove the Earth's curvature by using a computer software that he designed, and Garcia rejected it because the contest agreement stated that he wanted a real-world experiment. You actually look into the court case, you'll read here, the contest. This is Garcia. I decided to hold a $5,000 contest to challenge to anybody that could confirm in 2 scientific, repeatable, and verifiable experiments the supposed curvature of the Earth in the rate and manner cited by the accepted formula for determining such declination. We're down here. William Thompson applied to the contest but was never able to produce not even one real-world verifiable scientific experiment which could or would confirm the rate of curvature as decided upon the mathematicians and scientists themselves should the Earth be 24,901 miles in spherical circumference. We don't want your pretty little drawings. We don't want your silly math equations. We don't want your CGI or your computer programs. We want real-world, terrestrial, observable, demonstrable, repeatable experiments to prove the curvature of the Earth, but no one's ever gonna give us that. Garcia went hard in this court case. He even brought some straight-up facts that the Earth is a level plane. The canal is 100 miles long without any locks, so the water within is an uninterrupted continuation of the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea. When it was constructed, guess what? The Earth's curvature was not taken into account. He also cited the longest bridge built in China, built over 4 years by 10,000 workers at the cost of $8.5 billion, a startling 164,800 meters in length, like the canals and railroads mentioned above, did not take into account the rate of curvature as cited by Robotham in the formula cited above. And they'll say that 8 inches per mile squared isn't a good way to measure the curvature of the Earth. It's off by a couple hundred feet compared to all of the other ones, up to 1,000 miles. We're only talking about 100 miles or so here, guys. But if that's not enough to convince you, I'd recommend you go to my bio, click the YouTube button on my profile, as well as go to my Linktree and check out my podcast. There's plenty more info there.
Now, what you are looking at here are the logos of the 5 government agencies that control our so-called globe, our so-called spinning ball. Now, before we identify the logos, let's have a look at this map that hangs on my living room wall. And this map is the Gleason World Map from 1892, number 6 from the Boston Public Library. Okay, and as you can see here, it was published in the Buffalo Electrotype Engraving Company in New York. All right, and as you can see here, it's scientifically and practically correct as it is. Okay, now back to the logos. Here we have the International Maritime Organization, which basically controls our waterways, all of our waterways, how far out we can go into the ocean, territorial boundaries. Okay, so now let's have a deep look into their logo. Now, isn't it awful funny that the people who control how far we can go out in the water have a flat earth map with an ice wall as their logo? Okay, anyways, here we go. The International Civil Aviation Organization. Now, this is the government agency that controls our airways, how far we can fly and where we can fly. And once you fly out too far south, they're going to turn you around. But anyways, let's check out their logo. Okay, as you can see here, hidden in their logo, the agency that controls our airways has the flat earth map with the ice wall around it, hidden right in it. Okay, now here we have the World Meteorological Organization, which basically they control all the mainstream media information we get about storms, hurricanes, and all that good stuff. So, anyways, let's check out what's hidden in their logo. the Flat Earth map. Okay, now here we have the World Health Organization. Now this organization controls all the mainstream media news that we hear about, like COVID-19, Ebola, or any other kind of pandemics going on in the world. But let's have a look at what's hidden in their logo. And as you can see here, the flat Earth map with the ice wall around it. Okay, now last but not least, we have the United Nations, which basically control everything, control all the militaries in the world, all of the treaties that are signed in the world. These people control this. And I think it's awful funny that if you look in their flag, they have the flat Earth map in their flag.